music is gonna have to go. It's been a while since I last played Secret of Mana. I should have just switched over to the 4x3. There we go. A lot better. Right. It's the B button that presses A.
The B button that presses A? I don't know if that's how that works.
Well, it's the B button to, yeah, do a lot of the stuff. Alright, what was I doing in this one again?
I don't know. Why are you asking me?
I'm just like figuring out it. I don't even remember when the last time I played this game.
Having a crisis.
Yes. This is what happens when I like switch around games so often that I don't even remember what I did in each one. I think I also have the manual for this. I actually do have a complete set of Secret of Mana too, funny enough. So okay, wait, no. Hold on. There we go, there we go. Kill that thing. Murder. Murder. Murder is good. Will, are you murdering people?
No.
Why are you not murdering people? Murder is good.
Yes, I don't murder people.
You work for Lissa. That's a lie.
That's besides the point.
Yeah, what's your point over here, Nick?
I'm blaming Will for my misdeeds.
You're yourself for your own misdeeds. I don't control you. I'm not your keeper.
You try to wish for my downfall.
I'm always gonna wish for your downfall. What are you talking about?
Stop wishing for my downfall.
I'm gonna wish for you to always get white eggs from now on. All the white eggs. Nothing but white eggs from here on.
I mean, I can cook them. I wish you get no eggs.
No gold. No more golden eggs. No you will never find a rainbow egg ever.
Well, at least I can get eggs. I wish for you to never get eggs again.
For you to always fail. What? The Coliseum, at the S-rank Coliseum.
I wish you tried playing the game without having a gem slime.
I mean, you're the one, blame yourself on that one. You're the one who led me onto it. If you had kept your mouth shut on the gem slime, I wouldn't have had one. I would have still be having my King Metal slime.
Well, you also should not have gotten the Metal King slime with that DLC.
I mean, I had gotten the one, and then I just went and got me the other two, and then I worked for. Actually, that got me the one metal slime. I had to breed just to get. Well, not breed. I had to synthesize just to get the metal slime, so it would show up down.
It's breeding as well. Like it's
breeding, synthesizing, whichever you want to call it.
Pretty much breeding.
And anyway, then I got it to show up down to the molehill. Then I went down, caught me 3 more, trained. Well, synthesized into the liquid metal, synthesized well, trained them up to synthesize them up to the king metal slime, then trained. I said, just start training that one up. I had to do a lot of training and I would have just been fine with just having the king metal slime. Which, by the way, tried to tame a king metal, scout a king metal slime out in the wild. For me, I can't do it. It won't let me give it meat.
It's probably like super hard to come by.
Oh, it refuses to take any meat, and every one of my monsters, it's 0% for each one when I try to scout it. So it's like 0, 0, 0, 0 all across the board for it's like, well, never mind. I guess I can't scout a king metal slime, but I can sure as heck fight one. I can defeat it, kill it, and get that nice 580 something thousand XP.
Nice.
I feel like that was like had that. It can't be right with that much XP, honestly.
Well, it didn't help when there's like three metal slimes in amongst the group. I think it's all based on how many king metal slimes you're facing in
Oh, yeah.
your little little group right there. Because I went touch the one to go fight it slash try to scout it,
Oh no, I've been moogled!
and
I've been
there's
moogled!
three.
Oh,
No!
Jesus.
Whatever.
Oh no,
Oh,
the horror.
Oh no, the
I
hurry.
mean, is it
The
horrific?
horror.
Yeah, I can't fight.
Sounds like you're so. What happens in Blue Dragon then? I said,
So, oh, one of them's dead. Um,
You doing okay over there?
uh-huh.
After you let one of your teammates die?
she's pretty useless. Not really.
Harsh.
Wow, yeah, super harsh.
Yeah, she's an annoying little kid.
That's even worse.
She's literally a kid that was given to me with zero responsibility. What am I supposed to do?
Teach her responsibility. That's what.
She's 5 years old. She can learn responsibilities.
Why is she going on a crusade with you at 5 years old?
I don't know. I actually don't know her age.
I doubt she's 5.
But she is.
You are so
She is young.
irresponsible. I mean, if she is 5, you are irresponsible for bringing her here. You should have left her at a daycare. You know. This is just as bad as me giving my daughters in Skyrim daggers.
What the heck? How do
I think for me, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna head off for tonight.
I? Have a good night.
Skyrim, I can't play
Have a good
Skyrim anymore
Have a
right
good
now.
evening.
Night.
Yep, you too. Night.
I,
Wait, hold on. How do I feed the weapons? How do I give her? Is it start? How do I do this? It's been a long time since I last did this. What the heck? Okay, so is it candy? I guess it's candy. Okay, so it's candy. I need some more items. That's why. Oh, this is gonna be a little toughy.
can't play Skyrim at the moment. Not until I actually buy the game on my actual PS4 profile.
Do you not have it on PS4?
I did, but I was taking it off of Mike's profile.
Why? Wait, why did Mike have it?
But I had it on. I had Mike as the main PlayStation profile on my PS4. Then out of nowhere, his was no longer the main one, and I didn't turn his as the main. I didn't turn his off. It just somehow decided to get removed off of there.
It might be Mike actually taking his account off your PS4.
So it's like, okay, well, that took Skyrim off there. That also took Assassin's Creed Valhalla off.
Did you tell Mike that?
I told him that, but it's fine. I'll get the games back.
Get it on your Switch instead.
I'm gonna put the Skyrim onto my PS4 because that's where I have my mods.
We don't have to re-download those.
I shouldn't.
Ouch. Got punched. I blame you.
I'm not the one who told you to open it.
It's Lissa who wants to see me dead by these wolves.
I never said anything, but if you're offering, I wouldn't say no.
Oh, someone's dead again.
Is it you?
No, the one of my characters is so weak.
Is that a tiger?
Looks like a wolf of some kind.
I like how she's like a ghost just sitting there on her knees being like, so, you gonna revive me or what's going on?
Not talk to you? I cannot talk to any of these guys.
Or is it that they don't want to talk to you?
Well, I'll save here. Alright, so... let's get some items. First, I need some candy. I'm guessing that will heal. Yeah, I need some of this. If Poppy's gonna keep dying, I need some of these chalices. Yeah, like the button presses is set up as that Y is B, B is A. Interesting.
Can you change it? Is there an option to change your controls?
Likely.
But are you too lazy to do it?
It's more of like I might have changed it, but it's just so weird. B tag A is to dash. Yeah, it's. Okay, so I can do that. Okay. Yeah, I could change it, but it's not like it's the worst thing. It's like it's just one of those like
No,
it's so
it's just
weird.
it's just something you gotta get used to.
Yeah, I'm just not used to playing this game, which is interesting. I got moogled!
I just love that scream.
It's made by the Squaresoft, which is into Square Enix, and they're the ones who made Final Fantasy. So Moogles are part of the Final Fantasy universe.
Oh. I yawn.
Stop yawning. There's no yawning on my streams.
Too bad.
All the
I
yawning.
defy you.
It's only you're only saying that because I got a golden egg before you do.
I will always defy you whether you had gotten the golden egg or not.
See what I have to deal with? This is unfair scrutiny.
I'm all the way over here, you're all the way over there. You can't do that.
One day I'll know where you live and go say hi to you.
I have to move. I have to go incognito. Move to the mountains, hide where no one can find me.
You will never have internet again, so I don't know how well you would last without internet.
I'll find a way to have internet. Just hide where you will never find me.
Actually, how long would you guys live in the mountains without any internet? I honestly would be like, it would be interesting, but I don't think I'll be able to live there for too long.
I've gone for a good long while without internet. It's not that hard.
Alone in the mountains?
Sure, let's say alone in the mountains.
I have like total isolation. It's basically solitary confinement. Well, I
Yeah.
guess it wouldn't be as bad because like at least
Well,
like a
you
mountain.
can at least leave and like enjoy nature and look at
Yeah.
things.
I guess you're not stuck in like a box.
Yeah, you're not in a box.
There's still some games you can if you have electricity. There's still some games you can play without internet.
And you can technically, like, I would say, like, technically speaking, you could go, there's like a nearby town that's like only like 20-30 minutes away. So it's like you're not total isolation, but you're isolated enough that it's like hard for anybody to come visit you.
Sir, are you fighting a chair?
No. How long would you guys last in the mountain, or is that something that you would not want to do?
I would probably not last long. It depends, I suppose. Like, do you have to hunt for your own food?
No, do you like live in near a town? It just takes like 20-30 minutes just to get to town, kind of thing.
And I'd last till I
Probably
die.
be fine for a little while. I would just think of it as, you know, essentially camping, which I enjoy doing. But I suppose it would depend, because I enjoy socializing, even if it's just through a screen. So if I can't even do that, that's hard.
Yeah, I'll do the same. It's like either I have to live with somebody for that time being, or I would need to have internet always. Especially since like a lot of my day-to-day life and like a lot of the, in a sense, what we would say like jobs I would be doing would require internet.
I mean, yeah, same. So
I could last till I die, but do I want to do it? No.
So like, are you saying like if you were forced to be in solitary confinement, like in pretty much like by yourself, and like in the sense like all the responsibilities like you like all the medical needs that you will need is there, but you saying like if you live by yourself and you had no internet, you'll be able to live there for the rest of your life?
I can do it.
You know that You know that would be a
I
problem with like other people, like Mike and your family, just being like, how
Yes,
you
I
doing?
know that'd be a problem for them. I don't.
Yeah,
There's
that's a
games I wouldn't
different
need
question,
internet to
Nick.
be able
It's
to
I know.
not a
play, so
problem
my
about
mind would be
other people.
occupied.
Hmm.
That's See, I would be able to do it, but for other people, they wouldn't be able to take me being able to do it.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's like that is why I go do it without them knowing.
You know that's not gonna last long. Like legit, if we were to say, Will, that like literally right now you were given to go to the mountains by yourself and give everything you need. One, your brother would immediately know, or like any family member, because you're living with family, would immediately know you're gone. And I know for a fact Mike likes to contact you on a regular basis.
Let's see how long it would take them to notice. Well, besides certain silly stuff, I just sit there. I can tell certain. Well, one of my family members that I'm living with right now that I'm just going to my sister's,
And you
and then
be
I'd be back. I'd be gone for a good while, or I'm going somewhere and I'll be gone for a while. Et cetera, et cetera. And it'd be fine. And then it's like, see how long it would take them to realize that I'm not coming back, or it's like, this is what actually happened, or whatever. And it's like, and see how long it would take Mike to notice that I'm actually gone. It's just like an experiment. Would I actually do that? No, not at this time of year. Oh, hell no. Too hot.
I don't know. Like, I feel like living in the mountains is not a bad. It's not something that I would fully be against if I was like in my like late years, like retirement years kind of thing. And if I had like somebody up there with me kind of thing. I wouldn't mind just be living in the mountains as my final years, honestly. It'd be like nice and quiet. I wouldn't need anybody. I wouldn't be bothered by a lot of like random people here and there.
It's a lot cooler up towards the mountains. I would gladly.
You'd be like, obviously the snow and stuff, but as long as you able to stock up and everything, it would be pretty nice.
I stock up on all of my favorite foods and snacks. Yes, I'd stock up on that. Stock up on burritos.
Burritos.
What kind of burritos?
Delicious.
I get my green chili and beef and beans and other burritos.
Actually, I actually had this question. I've seen this question online on the internet, and I was like, I was also wondering, thinking about myself, but here's a late night question for you guys. What is one meal that you can what is one food type of one type of food, specifically just one, that you would be willing to eat for the rest of your life, and that's the only type of food you would be eating?
Is pizza too vague?
A little bit.
Yeah, because you can kind of put whatever you want on top of pizza.
Didn't I answer this one?
I think you might have did, yeah, at some point, Will, but I don't think James and Lissa did ever.
I believe I
feel like
was
we've
the,
had this conversation
like
before.
chicken stir fry
but-
is what I said.
Yeah,
Like chicken vegetable stir fry.
I'm not sure about James though.
Ooh. Dude, fried rice.
Fried rice.
Delicious.
Fried rice is also generic, but it's also like the same thing with pizza. You can add a lot of stuff. But I could have general fried rice, like the very basic fried rice. I think that covers your vegetables and meat enough that I'll be eating that.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking, like, practically, probably, like, yeah, something like fried rice where you can, like, add a lot of veggies or, like, mix it up easily enough. I don't know, man, though. I really love pasta. Like, I love my pasta, my cheese. That'd be hard for me to not be able to have anymore.
What kind of pasta would you like?
I don't know. Like, I really love Alfredo. That's always good. But pesto is also really good.
That's also true. Yeah, pesto is pretty good. What about like your final meal request then? How about that? That'll be a different one then.
Ooh, a final meal.
Yeah, because I was watching like a series of a YouTuber on Shorts
Yeah,
where
the React channel.
Oh no! It's more of like a guy who's doing like a final meal request series where he goes through every single death row final meal request and goes through like a bit of history as well as what their meal was, and he ranks them. And then there was also like on Good Mythical Morning, the guy, the chef guy who made like a final meal request with some of the celebrities like Matt Pat and like Tom Hanks, and they were like, "Here's my final meal of the day," or like 9-course meal or something like that. I'm just like, I don't know what I would pick as my final meal request, honestly.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think within the last like month or two, the React channel has also done the same, where they've gone through like death row inmates' last meals and like the history of what they did or whatnot. I don't know. I feel like it would definitely have some sort of like fruit, probably either melon or strawberries, definitely some sort of dessert, and then probably some type of pasta. With like bread, garlic bread or something. I really like pasta, man. Like, I love other foods as well, but I eat a lot of pasta.
Pasta is like one of your go-to meals, honestly.
Well, it's just so easy to make. You just cook up like the noodles, and then I can easily make a sauce, and so it's super easy to make. You can do a ton of variety. And it's just delicious. And it includes cheese. And I love cheese. You can also add veggies into your pasta as well. And meats. You don't have to, but you can.
Yeah, pasta. I don't know what I would want for my pastas. Like, it would definitely be like the. I think like I like spaghetti a lot. I think my spaghetti.
Spaghetti is good.
Spaghetti.
I also like spaghetti.
Spaghetti with Alfredo and stuff like that.
Spaghetti Alfredo sounds strange to me. Like, I know noodles can put whatever kind of sauce you want, but like, part of me thinks that like spaghetti should have marinara and fettuccine has to have Alfredo. Like, there's no law that requires this. It's just how it works in this.
You know what's funny is that Alfredo sauce is in Italy is like really like not like fancy food as we would make it. It's like very like home cooked quick meal foods. Like, it's not supposed to be fancy or of any kind.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I make my pastas.
Like, I mean, you could make like a white sauce that's basically just cream and like cheese. But like Parmesan, like whenever I go to the store and like look to buy Parmesan, it's just like, why is this so expensive?
Yeah.
This is one of the things is that when I get like more stable in my life and everything, I do want to cook a lot more. Like, one of the things I do genuinely want to get is a pizza oven. And I don't think I'm gonna eat. I don't think I'm gonna eat pizza like every single day or like like every other day. I was like maybe once a week a pizza, but I also want to make my own pizza because it's like I've seen enough of how to make them that I believe I can make my own pizza if I had like the kitchen space and the pizza oven, and I would be like, this is actually not gonna be too bad. I would genuinely use it.
And also the time, like it's. Dude, my dad makes such good homemade pizza, but it takes a lot of time. Like, you have to do the dough and then let it rise and then make your sauce and everything. It takes a long time, but it's so good.
Next time I see your parents, your dad has to make me pizza because I'm genuinely curious of that.
I don't know, man. Like, it's intensive. He only does it very special occasions, but he does have the recipe. Like, I know my sister used his recipe recently to make some pizza as well.
Yeah, but
I've made my own pizza dough before.
I mean, the pizza dough, I think to me, pizza dough is just the hardest thing of them all, for sure. Like, it's because, like, you have to not only, put all the pizza, mix them all the dough together, but then also, like, let it rest. And then the rest of it is, like, you just put the sauce on and then any toppings you want.
Well, I mean, you
Like
have to make the sauce too.
Like the ingredient,
I
like
mean,
the recipe for dough is rather simple, but like it's just more.
Time.
It's just time consuming
Yeah, it's
because
like all
you
the
have to
kneading,
let it
like
rise.
kind of like mixing it together. It takes a lot of
But
kneading.
his thing with the sauce list, so you can buy a store one because, like, with pizza dough.
Well, you can also buy pre-made pizza dough.
Yeah, yeah, you can, but it's like it's a little more. I think it's like a little bit harder to find pizza dough rather than like pizza sauce, honestly.
I don't know,
Using
like
stuff like what I would do is I would take like Newman's own spaghetti sauce and use it as a base.
yeah, I've heard people do that. I don't know, Nick. When I've seen pizza dough at the store before.
I mean, I probably there is like pizza dough at the nearby like Fred Meyer's or grocery stores I go around to, but at the same time, I'm just like I don't notice it as much as like pizza sauce. Like I see like five.
Well, I think it's in like the frozen sections, maybe,
Yeah.
because it's dough. But I mean, to each their own. Like, I really like the ones my dad makes because you can, obviously make it yourself and add to it. But I don't know, man. Like, it all takes time. Like, even it takes my dad like a good, I would say, 2 hours to do the sauce, and definitely probably only technically like an hour to make the dough, but then the dough has to sit for like 4 to 5 hours.
Does it have to sit
Or
for
maybe more.
I think like depending on the dough, I've seen some people say they could just let it sit for 30 to an hour.
Well, it depends on how you make it and like what kind of yeast you add, but I think technically typical pizza dough is supposed to rest for like over an hour. I would say probably, I don't know, man. I think it's 4 hours, but maybe you only technically need to rest it for like 2, maybe 3 hours. But again, it depends. If you put, like, depending on the type of yeast you put into it, because there are different types of yeast, you can make it rise faster.
Yeah, I think those are probably a little bit more expensive, unfortunately.
It depends. Like, yeast itself is just expensive.
Yeah.
Because baking is
Unfortunately, you don't need
expensive.
much yeast for a batch.
Yeah, that is also
like
true.
I bought like a thing of yeast, and like one little bottle of yeast. I would use that over the course of like a few months. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I want to try cooking, like for like I know like I've seen like you can make your own like vanilla extract if you just leave something in the bottle for a while, or like even that I can try, like I want to try like fermenting more stuff together.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. I probably wouldn't. It takes so much time. But my parents do a lot of stuff like that. That takes like months and months.
I mean, it's one of those
to finally like bear fruit.
I mean, it's one of those things is that you could just do it like at one point once you like start living in a place where you can do it kind of thing, and just leave it alone and let that like go for a while. Like it's one of those things. It's like I want to do like have a little bit of a small veggie garden, like not a self-sustaining one, like enough to be like I can gather like some quick veggies or something like that from there.
Those indoor window ones that they have those.
As much as like I would want to right in my apartment right now, it's a little bit
Well, it's a little hard with the three of you guys there.
Especially with a cat who can
And the
deal.
cat, yeah.
It's like a cat, unfortunately, has a high risk of knocking things over, even if they don't intentionally do it.
Or eating things. They're not supposed to.
I don't want to I don't want to ferment. I would never want to ferment something because like, what if I read the instructions wrong and then I like poison myself?
It's not too hard to ferment stuff in a lot of cases, because even if you ferment something, like as long as you get like the basic of premise of fermenting is literally just letting like a vegetable or fruit stick in water with like salt and stuff like that. Like, yeah, they're measuring and to make it better and like all the other fermentation and stuff like that, but at the same time, it's like even if you don't do it the right proportions and everything, as long as you have the right ingredients, you will have a good enough product. The issue is just whether it tastes good or not. That's the end of the day what it has to be. Like, I want to make my own kimchi at one point.
Yeah, the stuff that you really want to be
Dang.
careful with is like if you do canned goods, because if you can stuff wrong, that's you can kill someone.
Kimchi is actually not that hard to make, Lissa. It's just as like pizza, it's time consuming.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, like I don't have time. Like I'll spend I don't know, like an hour, like because I've made biscuits and bread before, but I normally do the quick recipes that don't involve needing like yeast typically, because I don't want to spend hours upon hours. I'm just willing to spend like an hour.
This is why food prep is a good thing.
Well, yeah, but the food prep you still need to spend time doing, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's still one of those things you could food prep like every other day or something. I don't know.
Well, no, because that defeats the purpose of me not spending time, because I'd still be spending time doing it, whether I do the food prep or not. So it just kind of defeats the purpose, because if I'm doing the prep, why don't I just do the whole thing?
True.
That's my view on it. I know people probably have different views, but
Yeah. Actually, Will, before you cook, before you can't like before you couldn't really cook again, what food did you really like enjoy cooking the most?
Oh. Which are omelets?
Omelets are really
omelets?
Omelets are really good, yeah.
Yeah, you can do a lot of different styles with omelets.
I think one of my favorite things that my brother and my mom used to make that's similar to omelets is like omurice type style. I haven't been able to make another one of that. I've tried it once and I keep failing at it because I don't know how to make it as perfect as like my brother and my mom used to do.
Have you asked your brother how he does it?
Oh yeah,
Like his recipe?
oh yeah, I've done it. I've asked my mom. It's more of like perfecting it. It's like it's at that point it's just more of like getting it like practice makes perfect kind of thing.
Yeah, I will say like that is definitely true, because cooking also is just like a lot of like feeling work too, based on experience. Like you can follow a recipe to a T, but even if you do, it might not turn out like just because your ingredients are different, or like I don't know, your type, like your taste is different and whatnot. So it's a lot of like getting the steps and then messing around to figure out what works for you.
Yeah, like I always joke around how what was it, the like cooking is like pretty much a chemistry experiment.
is. It's a lot of different reactions, and you gotta know what reacts with what. And yeah, you just gotta try it and see what happens.
Yeah, and that's where I'm just like, it's like there's just a lot of things with cooking, and I do genuinely like some cooking, but it's like, I guess one of the issues with cooking is just like how much of, like, ignoring like how much time it takes to do everything. It also takes like it requires a lot of like good decent tools for some of the food items you may want to try, and like even then you need to buy every single possible ingredient that you will need for it.
Yes. Yes, that is the thing. Is like if you're gonna cook, you definitely need to make sure that you have the stuff for it.
And not only that, but you also like even if you make everything, it may only last for like a day or two.
Well, yeah, because then you eat it.
Well, not just that. Not just that. Like the food is also best eaten within like a day when they're made.
Nah, it depends what you're making.
That's also true. Yeah.
Some things do taste better technically with age.
Well, yeah.
Well, sometimes there's some recipes that like will. There's some ingredients that like I don't know if I'll end up using all of something because like it's like, oh hey, you know, like I
Oh,
don't
you
know,
mean
maybe
when it
some
like
people don't cook a lot with soy. Not everyone uses like something like soy sauce, for example. So like if a
Yeah.
recipe is like, oh
Yeah.
hey, you know, like use a tablespoon of soy sauce, and you're like, okay, well I can buy like a jug. I can use an entire jug of soy sauce.
I would just
yeah,
buy a
and then
bottle.
all of a sudden here you have like an almost full bottle, and you're like, okay, well, what do I do with this now? I've done that before, or like, yeah, when you use like, I guess like half a bag or half a container of something, and you're like, okay, well, I'm not gonna use this other half of the container anytime soon, so what do I do with it?
That's also true. It's one of those also hard things. It's like unless you're like a really like trying to be like a home cook chef or something like that. Like when you cook and then you cook for other people too, it's like, oh, you have to make the proportions, and then when you have like you're done with everything, you have these leftover ingredients that either you make the other thing again, or you don't have enough to make the thing and you just have these leftover ingredients all over the place.
Yeah, and then you have to do the fun task of trying to figure out, okay, well, I can't make this again. I don't have enough stuff. What do I have enough stuff to then make? And figure out then what you can use that leftover ingredients for.
This is why I kind of like those like leftover dishes like fried rice or like the Korean dish bibimbap, because it's always funny because like those are just like dishes that if you think about it, even restaurants, they literally are just leftover dishes. You could just like with fried rice, you just have to cook rice with whatever veggie or meat you have, and you can literally call it fried rice.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of the whole point of fried rice, is that it's not like leftover, but that it sits for like a day.
Yeah. Like if you make a recipe and then you're like, what do I do with this half an onion?
Yeah. I'll just be like, I just cook like a rice with onions and then a little bit of sausage, and just be like, that's my breakfast. It's always hilarious, whereas like people label some dishes. I mean, like I don't think like people make fun of like leftover stuff, because if you think about it, a lot of people would do this would do that. It's funny enough with like college students, be like broke college student memes, be like, oh, here's my poor man's ramen.
Well, most people, not everyone, but most people just do that regularly. It's like, okay, I have this stuff in the fridge, but I don't have enough to feed my family, and then it's like, okay, time to combine it to make some leftovers concoction.
Yeah.
I'll head off to bed.
Good night, Will.
Night. I also probably should get off. It's getting late.
Mm-hmm.
Got stuff to do tomorrow.
Like D&D.
I will not be on for D&D. No, I'm visiting my grandparents. I know.
You didn't even
I
tell.
know, awful.
Did you even tell everyone that you're not gonna be available tomorrow?
Well, no, not yet, but it's also been the case where Jamie has been passing out the last couple weeks.
Well-
so I didn't know if we would do it today anyway, tomorrow anyway.
Well, I can also say, like, even if you were available for tomorrow, I don't think we would have, because the issue is that according to her, Chris and her have not been, in a sense, in a good like mindset after this week. They had a
Oh yeah.
they had a pretty rough week. It sounded like.
Well, they've had unfortunately a pretty rough month. So, because it wasn't just this week.
Because like wasn't like Jamie and Jamie was like super sick for a while.
Yeah, Jamie was very sick for a while, and Chris also got sick. Jamie's work schedule was pretty bad, and then Chris's work schedule did not help with that either. There was just a lot of stuff going on, like the last month or so.
This is why I really wish I could help Jamie get like a way better job. Or like if they were like still in Washington, I think many of us would be like, we can take over babysitting your children so that you guys have an entire night together relaxing.
Yeah, depending where they live. Yeah, I'm sure we would probably come over occasionally and maybe watch the kids if they needed like
I'm pretty sure Janine
to
would.
sleep.
I'm pretty sure Janine would be like, I'm all down for
Janine
it.
definitely would have.
No
Janine loves kids.
Like no, like as long as it's like reasonable distance, like 30, 40 minutes away, she would be like, I'll be down for it, no matter where you guys
Yeah.
are.
Only a couple nights though, because she does deal with children during the day. But no, she would be fine. She would be down for that. I'm sure quite a few people would.
I mean, would you?
If they really needed it, I would. But I'm not a big kid person, especially young kids like their age.
Yeah.
I'm much more comfortable with older children.
Well, they are getting to the age where they're starting to get a little less rowdy.
Well, they're still quite young for what I'm comfortable with.
What's your comfortability age? Like middle school?
I mean, middle school kids are awful. No, I would say probably, I don't know, probably maybe, I guess maybe 7 and up is when I would probably feel most comfortable. I mean, that's kind of the age range I was thinking of for when I adopt children. But I'm not really, I mean, I can watch them. I have done it in the past. Like, all my cousins have kids. So I've watched, like, my cousins' kids. But, so it'd be fine. It's not like I'm a train wreck. I'm just not as comfortable.
I had a random person's baby sleep on me.
What?
Dude, I don't know how, like, this baby was crying so much, but like, it was like at a, like, my parents went to like a little bit of a hangout party where obviously me, my brother were dragged along because we should go hang out with their friends when there's no one else relatable in my age there.
Oh, so it wasn't actually like a random person. It was like their friends. You just didn't know them.
Yeah, pretty much. And
I thought you meant like you were walking around and suddenly you had acquired a baby and they were like, I'm tired, and started sleeping.
oh no, that would be weirder.
Well, that's what I was like. What? What do you mean?
But pretty much, yeah. No, like one of their friends had a baby, and she brought it, and they were crying like out. But I was like holding them for like I think 20-30 minutes. They were still crying, but I eventually got them to calm down to a point where they got so tired. I also got tired, and we laid on the bed and fell asleep together.
Yeah, they're pretty exhausting.
Yeah.
I will say that is why. I mean, I love my niece. She's adorable, but that is why I am very happy that I have my mother who loves babies, because whenever my niece would cry, I could just hand her off to my mom or my sister if she was awake, but most likely my mom, and it would be fine.
I mean, if you ever have to adopt a child that's a little too rowdy, just send it over to your mom for babysitting.
I mean, my mom would babysit. She would be so excited.
Oh, the question is, she's excited, but how about your dad? Does he want to deal with another child like you had to deal with like you guys when you guys were younger?
My dad's like me. He likes older children because he likes like roughhousing. He likes throwing them up in the air and just kind of like playing and messing with them. He's fine with babies, but he likes the older children. So my dad would be obviously not all the time, but he would enjoy taking them occasionally.
It's just, I'm just imagining your dad immediately just be like, oh, they're old enough now, I can wrestle them.
That's basically what it is. That's what he did with me and my sister. I mean, my dad was a good dad. He took care of us when we were younger, but as soon as me and my sister got old enough, he was like, all right. And just started like tossing us around.
Time to toss you on the couch, on the floor. And your mom was like, stop it!
Yeah, basically.
And your house is not exactly covered in like carpet.
Well, yeah, this was the 90s. Like, a lot of wood around.
Yeah, no, that's the. Oh, that is an era. Oh my god, like when you say that, that is like definitely an era when I remember going through so many different homes and so many different like places, and they had like not only just like a distinct look but also a distinct smell.
I lived in basically the same house my entire life.
That's the same house you've been there since like you were born?
Well, it did get moved.
Ooh,
So
that's
so
interesting.
you guys moved, right?
Well, yeah, we lived in East Olympia. We lived in a trailer park in East Olympia.
Mhm.
And then we moved the house to Rochester and lived there. So, yeah, and then we rented a house for a couple months in between. But other than that, I lived in one or two places.
Yeah, you
And it
lived
was in the same trailer.
for a long period of time of your life. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, I'd say I was the same. For most of my life, I've been in the same house. Like, growing up, we lived in a house in Seattle till I was like 5, but I only remember very specific parts of that house. But from when I was 5 till I was in high school, I was in the same house. So,
Jesus. I've moved so many different houses. I think because I used to live in I lived in Washington when I was born. I was born in Washington and I moved to Chicago in Illinois, and then I moved back and I was in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different houses before I moved into my own apartment. And that also counts for 2 different apartments. So I've in a sense moved like 8 times in my life.
talking total, then that's different. But yeah, I had friends who moved around a lot. Like I also had a friend who had a military dad, so they would move quite a bit.
I mean, I didn't.
Like he had to move bases, but
my parents were not like military or anything. They were just like, we just moved like a few times during my entire lifetime.
yeah, that's relatively common.
Relatively common. I feel like how many times I moved was like beyond.
Well, I think the amount of times you moved when you were young was uncommon, but the fact that neither me or James moved like at all is pretty uncommon.
Okay, yeah. I guess like I'm not used to people not moving. It like yeah, not moving more than like 2-3 times really.
Yeah, I'd say the average would probably be like 3 times.
Yeah, no.
Although I suppose it depends. Like my parents didn't move because they had to pay off the house. Well, that was one of the reasons. The other reasons was it was super close to the school, so it was easy.
Oh, I think you remember you mentioning something like you were so close to a school that it was like so convenient to your parents.
Literally, where I lived was based on the fact that there were 3 schools all on the same hill. One side was the high school, the top was the elementary school, and the other side was the junior high. It was like,
yeah, this is not your current place, right?
no, definitely not. This was my childhood place when I was still in school.
Okay. Yeah, no, yeah, the place I went for high school that had like when my parents picked to live at, there was like nearby where we lived was like 2 blocks away was my elementary school I went to. I kept walking back and forth from there, and then the middle school was unfortunately like on the other side of the city, like of the town I was in, and so my dad had to keep driving me there, and then I had to take some buses, and then the high school was like walking distance for me. So it was like I could walk, I have to take a bus or get dropped off, and then I had to walk again.
Yeah, that's quite well, I think that's probably more common than what mine was. But yeah, that's quite a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, the place I was at was not like the worst in terms of like the walking around, because at the very least the area at the time was not like dangerous, and kids used to walk around. That's also one of the things that was sad, because walking around was really cool, and then nowadays parents tend to not let their kids walk around alone anymore.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would walk all the time. As soon as I probably reached I think it was 3rd grade, me and my best friend at the time, because she was also my neighbor, would just walk home from school.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I was thinking of, like a upsetting thought. Was that like what upsetting thought I was thinking, like it's like the Halloween trick-or-treaters is not a thing anymore, just because of how dangerous now a lot of neighborhoods are, and people don't do trick-or-treating anymore. At least not a lot.
It's less common in certain areas, and then it's also like everyone goes to like this one like known to be good area, or they do like some like I guess stores or whatnot will have like Halloween trick-or-treating events. But I don't know, I just remember like my parents would like trick-or-treat with us, so there was always, you know, the adult with like a small group of children going around trick-or-treating.
It's kind of sad because I think my dad for like a while now, I think he might have slowly stopped it, because it's just getting it was getting worse and worse in terms of just like no one's showing. But when we first moved into the last place that
Oh, are you talking about like buying trick-or-treater candy?
yeah, because like in like the past few years my dad kept buying candies like in case of trick-or-treaters, and we even left out a bowl of candy outside of our front door just for a little bit, but no one came by to pick up any candy, no one came by to say hello for like years, and my dad kept doing it, and now I don't think he does it anymore, just because like it's clearly not a thing anymore, and it's kind of sad. It's like
yeah, it's pretty sad. I will say there was a lull in the place I grew up living in, because even though it was right by the schools, my immediate area, like, was essentially most of the children were like my age
Mhm.
at the time, which was like high school, and we kind of didn't really go trick or treating much. So there was like, for a good probably several years, there was a lull before kids got old enough to go trick or treating. But where my parents currently are, I think the very first year or two, my parents got trick or treaters, but then within the last, I want to say like 4 years, maybe 5 years, I think they've gotten like 2 trick or treaters total.
And that's kind of
So
sad, honestly.
yeah, I don't know. I think it's the fact where I don't think a lot of people like what you used to do, where you just like, because you had neighborhood friends and you would go trick or treating in your neighborhood with your
Yeah.
neighborhood friends. Nowadays, everyone is going somewhere else for trick or treating, whether that be a very specific neighborhood that's everyone's going to, or like an event being hosted somewhere. I mean, I do know there are places where people are still trick or treating, but I don't know. Yeah, it does seem like it's not as common as it used to be.
What did you say, James?
Well, there's like a handful of trick or treaters, but it's not a lot. At least where I am.
I mean, your neighborhood is like all close and packed, and it's not like a little spread out. Because like where my dad is, it's like a little bit more spread out, and you have to walk to houses. Where yeah, where you are, it's all close and packed. Where Lissa's parents are, it's all close, like together. Like people are.
Well, I will say that where my parents are is places are all close together, but people also have big yards, and they more often than not have their houses away from the street. So like you can't actually see the front door from the road. You have to walk all the way up the driveway to get to. And I do know there are people out there that don't want to do that. When if they're trick or treating, they'll just like move on to the next house.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of sucky is all. Just how times have changed. I just
Yeah.
I just miss a lot of that time.
Oh yeah, I had a lot of fun trick or treating with my friends.
The days I miss a lot of, like, this is why I say like a lot of like this generation is missing a lot of what we used to grow up with in like back in the day. And
Every generation too, and you just got eaten.
yeah, it's a cute thing I was killing, and then now it can. But no, every generation is missing out in a lot of cases of just. It's just missing out on a lot of things, like
Just how times change. So
that and like how like how I mentioned how like COVID really.
oh yeah, COVID did an interesting number on the world.
It did that, and like not only that, but it just like it caused a lot of people to not have like a good graduation or anything.
Well, yeah, because you couldn't. Couldn't have birthdays. You couldn't have graduations.
You couldn't even hang out with your
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah, hang out with your friends. You couldn't have like weddings or family things or all kinds of things.
Yeah, that's where I'm just like it's so sad. Like heck, like why Carl and like other people just could not get like a couldn't have a regular graduation, and I was like, man, I remember when we had our graduation, we walked down, we actually had a little bit of celebration with people, we hung out with our families, etc.
Yeah, because we actually walked too.
Yeah, you and I walked in our graduation. We actually had like
Yeah.
all walk. We
I don't
actually
think Kyle walked,
no, I don't
but
think
that
he
was
did.
just
He didn't
a
care.
choice.
Yeah, because like you can choose to go there or not. I chose to walk because it's like once in a lifetime thing. In a sense, like I've done it twice at least. in my
Well,
life.
I think the thing was also is that we gotta choose. Like, that wasn't an option for people graduating during COVID. Like, they didn't get a choice in that.
Yep. Exactly, and that's why I'm just like, it's so sad that people like in these generations are missing out on some of the stuff that I felt like should have been a staple for much longer, and it's not a staple that much anymore just because of how times have really changed.
Yeah, I mean, things are coming back now that restrictions have lifted, but
Not even.
it's definitely not the same.
Mm-hmm. It's not. It's like we're not even. We're not even out of pandemic, and yet it feels like we should be out of pandemic now.
Well, it's never gonna go away. Unfortunately, that's just kind of the reality of it.
It's just here.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I know. I feel like COVID's just gonna be the flu now, where it's like it's always gonna be a thing where you just have to be careful. But
Well,
basically evolved
that
into
is what it's turning into.
yeah, but it's like, why can't we just be called out of the pandemic for now? Because like now at this point, people are now gonna treat it like the flu, and no one's gonna change their lifestyle of wearing either a mask or no mask. That's why I'm just like, I just want to be out of the declaration of pandemic and just be like everyone be one to normal again.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, I don't think they're calling it a pandemic anymore, but things definitely
there's no
aren't
lockdown
normal.
or anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just one of those people just be like, I really miss the era of when we used to do a lot of things.
Well, so yeah, everyone does. I think there are a very specific amount of or type of person that does not miss when we used to do it, and those are probably the introverts that did not like going outside, talking physically to people.
Introverts. Dude, 2020 was like an introvert's wet dream.
Yeah, I've seen
I
like some people
mean,
post memes where like when it's like the pandemic hit and they're like nothing has changed.
yeah, and I'm sure besides like it making harder to like get certain products, it
I
probably did not change for some people that were already doing like remote work and all of that.
I actually
But
don't.
for the majority of people, it changed a lot of things.
I don't even know when the pandemic hit. I don't even know when we first met up again after after the pandemic happened. I don't remember. I think we met each other finally, like face to face, finally back in like 2020, 2022, for the first time after when the pandemic hit. So it's like it took us a while to meet up again.
I don't know. I want to say it was either probably was it Janine's birthday? Not this current one, but like the one from a few years ago? Or was it like something you hosted? I don't know, man. It was a while ago.
So it's something from a while ago, yeah. I did not realize Suribot will respond to Goodbot. The issue is that it's still on screen because of like that whole thing.
Pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I gotta get going. It's really late, but fun chatting with you guys.
Have a good night. Take care. Thanks for joining,
Night.
Alyssa.
Bye.
Bye. I'm just spamming this so it doesn't stay on screen for the time being. James, say stuff. Because that URL would just stay up there.
No, for me, it's so just it shows it as like deleted, like when someone is banned.
Yeah.
I think only because you're the channel owner and also I'm a mod, so that's why we can still see it.
No, it was on screen specifically. That's the issue. It was like on the
Uh,
stream screen, which is a completely different separate chat window. Which I'm considering like I should probably just do the chat window that I have on Twitch, so it'll be like a little bit different. But I don't know, I'm a little lazy on that.
Wait, is that a crying toasty?
Yeah. It was a time where I asked I think I made a joke of Janine making a cry toaster, and um and she did draw a sketch of it, but I took it to the next level and actually drew I actually colored it in, and so I named it I Cry. I don't remember what was the initial reason for that, but it was Janine who made that crying toaster, and I just colored it in. What did Popoy get like a frisbee? Hello, Annie Shark. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Well, welcome new viewer. I hope you are doing okay and enjoying your stay. I'm just playing some Secret of Mana since it's been a little bit since I last played, but hello. Sleepy, how are you? You know what? It is getting late because at the current moment in my time, Snap is like 2 a.m. I hope it's not too late for you, but if it's late, well, I hope you can get some good rest. Otherwise, but I appreciate you stopping by nonetheless. I really do. I'm just playing this game. I'm not overly tired, but I should probably end off my stream relatively soon because I shouldn't be staying up too late. I have to stop the lava in the underground palace, Christopher's. I don't even know what palace that you guys are talking about. I'm guessing it's like the zombie palace. Yeah, do you like Secret of Mana? Because I don't know if you found me because of the game or you just randomly see me as a recommended page or whatnot. I'm just here chilling. It's a chilling night. But yeah, no, either way, I really do hope you enjoy your stay. I hope you get a lot of things done. Like, well, I don't know, I already said that you have a good night and everything. The game a lot. Oh, really? This is my first time actually playing on it, so I haven't touched this game in like a while, so it's one of those things like I was trying to remember how to do things, and it's still a little finicky for me because I'm still trying to. It's a vastly different game from any of the other games I've played ever in my life. But I'm not hating it. It's just vastly different, and I'm not used to it. The only thing I dislike about it is just the what is it, like the characters catching onto things and I'm unable to just leave them behind because the screen prevents me to. And I'm very much pretty sure I'm not optimized playing this game in a lot of reasons, but I'm also just being like, I'm just getting through it as like the way I care about it personally. Because like I am getting through this game like and having fun with it is just one of those like probably get through like optimizing the stuff when I need to get through it. I was curious, like, yeah, is it like designed specifically as a multiplayer game first or like a single player? Because it does feel like it's more multiplayer focused in certain areas. This is also one of the rare moments where you can actually play this with like 3 people. This is one of the only SNES games that you can play with 3 people, which means you need an extension box in order to play this fully with 3 people. I mean, I actually do own the game. Yeah, but blocked from the screen, yeah. It's a interesting choice, but also it kind of annoys me when that like AI is set, it gets stuck. Is all.
Oh,
Yeah, I could totally play this game with other people, but obviously it's not going to be like that thing anytime soon.
alright, I'm gonna go to sleep.
No, don't go to sleep. Stay with me till 4 a.m.
Very sleepy.
Stop being sleepy.
Catch you later.
Alright, have a good night, James. Take it easy.
You too.
Night. Yeah, I'm just playing this just for. Oh wait, the cannon guy is up there. Right. I want to do the cannon guy. But yeah, feel free to stick around. I'm just getting through this as much as this is Switch version emulator. I'm playing this the SNES Classic. I have it on the SNES Classic, so I'm playing with a controller here, but it is the SNES Classic. I would try to show you, but the most likely the actually wait. Yeah, I could do this way. So like see, I get SNES Classic right here. Oops. No, that's not right there. There we go. I forgot. Yeah, save states like that are a possibility. But yeah, I'm playing it on the SNES Classic. This is just how I play. I like to play a lot of them. I do have a full box copy of Secret of Mana. I was like debating whether I would play the emulated version or which is like a SNES Classic, or like the original copy. I don't generally try to play emulations on games that I don't own because I'm a collector and I like to play the games that I own. And if I need to emulate them, that will only be like for very specific reasons, like a randomizer for Pokemon, or like playing multiplayer games online with friends. That's my and this is just my rule set I like to do. So yeah, a lot of times when I play games on stream, it is through official means. That's how I play stuff. And also, like, yeah, I remember Switch having this on it's online. Luckily, that is through the. I think that that the SNES Online is on the basic. Yeah, it's on the basic plan. It's not on the expansion pass, luckily enough. Yeah, the only issue with this game is like it gives me the general direction, but I don't know where everything is fully. Like in some of this game, I need like a guide slightly because it's like it's so hard to determine where one thing is. Also, like when I actually get lost or struggle on stuff, I will ask for advice, but generally with these games, I don't like to, I do like also the canon, so I'm just doing this. I don't, I will ask for advice or like tips on like how to play games, but I don't generally like to ask for like spoilers or hints or stuff like that when from people best I can to others so that I can experience a lot of this stuff for the first time. That is also really cool looking. So out of respect, make sure just not to say anything too spoily. I will get through this again. I do try to play these games as the way they are built so that I can see how well the developers made this game without any external stuff. And I've started to learn a lot of like these old games really do depend on the player having the original like manual or box set for this type of stuff. Yeah, I've kind of noticed that a little bit too, just because like this game is definitely during the era where not only the monsters keep spawning in like constantly, but it definitely just feels like a lot of the enemies are just super tough, and I need like items. Like the last boss I just fought with like for Undyne, like Undyne was pretty tough. Like I beat the tiger boss at a creepy castle, and beat the boss at Undyne. So yeah, it was a little difficult. Where are we going to? They said something about the lady at the water palace. Haha, puppy is going up and I don't even know why she's doing that and she's stuck. Said something about like using my sword that I have. Yeah, there we go. Using the sword I have to deal with lava. When there's space. Oh, that makes sense. It's like, talk about palace. There is one palace I have yet to go to fully beat, and I'm just double checking on it. Again, this is just like a lot of like figuring out, because like the reason why I also don't want to know where I'm fully going, because I also want to feel like how obvious is this game's like hint system too. Because like I like to analyze like how obvious some of the hidden systems and stuff like that were to some gamers. I mean, pulling out the game manual is one thing where it's like, do I really need to look at the manual at all times just to tell me where to go? Because sometimes I feel like I need to do that with these old games, especially since like a lot of these like games are, what was it? Very dependent on like knowing the game, what the game contains. Because these games were definitely designed for like reading the stuff. Ugh, my God, I can't figure out my words. But yeah, I'm trying my best. I hope I don't frustrate people when I play these types of games. So I hope I don't frustrate you, Annie. But I do try to do my best on like making progress and not going around in circles. I do want to try a couple things and figure out where to go before I start asking, where do I need to go? What do I need to do? Etc. kind of thing. Because I do remember that water lady is just asking. I know, like, this one of my things where I've watched like some content creators like on streams and stuff, where people get super frustrated with people who really like playing some games where, yeah, and then that's what I'm battling. That's why like XP grinding is also one thing where I could just like hopefully get leveled up so I don't get demolished by like so many different things. But one of the reason why I say like frustration is because like I know there's some people who get really upset at people who play like some of their favorite games of all time, and they're not doing like the most optimized route, or like not doing the route that they feel like is obvious, or even like they get lost for like an hour or two and like not realize that they missed like a thing here in this like location, etc., kind of thing. It's one of those things is that I don't want to be like one of those people that are purposely doing things in a stupid manner, but I've also learned that people have so many different play styles when it comes to various different games that some people just tend to just miss things really easily. And I have missed plenty of things when I played like various different games. Some of it were like simple level up things where I just ignore and I play like a game for like, what was it, like for all the time until like the very end, where it's like it then tells me like, oh, you haven't leveled up a single one of your stats. Because like I remember playing a game called Poke Park 2 Wonders of Beyond. I think that's the full title. And that game, I played the entirety of it without leveling a single one of my attack stats or any stats at all. And I got to a point where it got so difficult that I was like, why am I having so much difficulty with this? And then I realized it's because I just never leveled up any of my stats. This is not the place I was thinking of. One thing is really interesting, but also a little frustrating in this game is this, like, the NPCs are walking in any directions, which makes them a little bit more realistic in the sense of, like, it's cool that they're doing this, but at the same time, I've had so many NPCs just walk in front of me, and I had to push them out of the way in order to get to places. Something like that a little bit. Okay, so is there anything underneath here? Yeah, in this game, you cannot kill annoying PCs unlike the first one. Yeah, it's like you can push them, which is kind of fun to do. But at the same time, it's like I can't, like, if they get right in front of you, and it's like, and it's also like a really thin path. It's like it's sometimes really difficult to get through things. Interesting. So it's not this one. Interesting. Oh, right. I got the Undyne thing, and I need to do the... They love block. Yeah, no, I actually had that before, and I was like, I either had to wait for the NPC or push them out of the way. I think I had to wait for an NPC to do that, like to move out of the way, and it was like, oh my god, that, like, again, I like the idea concept, but the issue is that it's executed a little bit poorly, in my opinion. Okay, so this is the town. I know that guy was teleported somewhere. Teleport Marvel. No, I'm actually pulling out the manual for this one. I'm actually curious what this is. This is one of my only full box copies I got of any game in my collection. Got it actually a pretty good deal with a person, so that's actually pretty cool. Yeah, I want to check out the map on this thing. It's a lot bigger than I expected, that's for sure. Alright, let's see what the manual says in here. Okay, so I do have to... Okay, so I was thinking that was the other place. The last bit of that manual. It does say I have to go back to Gaia's Navel to do the... So I was thinking that was also the other place I was thinking. That was also like my next area I was going to, so... Funny enough, that's the last bit of areas. Once I get the ice magic, that is literally the last thing I am... Like, that the manual has said. I'm actually curious, Andy, do you own the... own, like, a physical copy of this game? Because you say you like this game. I'm just wondering, like, do you own, like, a whole physical collection, like the original console version of this and everything? I do. Oh, nice. Did you, like, grow up with this game? Or was it one of those games, like, you tried on the... like, not too long ago, and you're just like, it's really, really good? Remakes. I know that there's like the mana collection, which I have yet to get because I haven't gotten around to really getting it. It's older than me. Oh, okay, gotcha. No worries. I think this game is older than me too, honestly. Oh, Squaresoft used to be in Redmond. This game is older than me. When was this game out? When's the copyright date on this thing? Okay, 1993, 1991, 1993. Yeah, it's like 2 years older than me. I was born in 1995. I didn't realize they had 2 remakes of this game. 1 remake I can believe, but 2? Really? Well, I did grow up within the era of, like, N64, like, GameCube type of games. But I didn't really own the N64. I owned, like, an NES for a while until my brother convinced my parents to get us a GameCube. And I still have that GameCube to this day. Oh, right, those things. Yeah, those are the re-releases of those games. Yeah. Sorry, when I think like remake, I was thinking like it was redone completely from the ground up, kind of like how some games were with like Mario 64 on DS and stuff like that. So yeah, I got it, that just confused me slightly. So no worries there. Yeah, I forgot like a lot for a lot of games, Square Enix put a lot of their classic games onto like phones and stuff like that. They all have different art styles? I thought they were just regular re-releases. Like, it's kind of like the Chrono Trigger one, because like the Chrono Trigger one was re-released on like phone and Steam and stuff like that, and that looked, I think, the same. I haven't seen the Secret Mana, so I could be completely wrong. So Like if they were like remade, remastered kind of thing, then yeah, that would be different. Okay, so it's not just a re-release. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I can't tell whether some of those releases are remakes or just remasters or just re-releases. Well, still, it's nice that they re-released. Well, they remastered it at least with updated graphics. But yeah, I've been always wanting to try and beat this game. I thought this game was a little bit shorter just because like I felt like the party members were gotten so quick, but then again I realized, yeah, that's like how fast it was progressing. But no, I realized like it's a little bit longer than I anticipated. If they were faithful, why didn't a lot of people like that? Is it just like they expected more in terms of quality? Because I feel like if they were super faithful, that's generally liked upon, unless because I don't see a lot of dislike to this game right now outside of like some of the things like this screen moving for sure is one of the things I wish it was not like a thing. The screen moving is definitely one of my things I dislike about this game because it's like it doesn't move well. Gameplay feels outdated. I could say more complex to me personally. It's like it doesn't feel outdated. It just feels more complex. But that's also just me. I've played a lot of different retro games, and some games just like feel better than others. Music remixes can be very much a mixed bag. I know that for a lot of people, that can make or break some games. For me, as long as you can kind of have a choice between the original and the remix, I don't really care. Yeah, and some of these like stats on like which armor would be better for each character, I wish that was a lot more obvious. Yeah, there's some quality of life stuff that I wish more expensive equals more stats. But yeah, that's what I generally see it as too, but it's also I have to remember what was the previous one, so sometimes I have to look that up, but yeah, that's what I would generally say too, but it's still one of those like it sucks that it doesn't say, and there's a lot of places that would be like, oh, here's what you got. Oh, there it is. This is it. There it is. Saber, cure water. Ooh, remedy. I just realized I picked the wrong person to do this. Well, whatever. okay, so I can't do that. Okay. Something to do with the lava right here. But I'm trying to see without looking up. Oh, I can't do anything like that. I do need to be here. That's for sure. Man. Bug. Oh, that's cool. The boomerang can follow you if you run away. Cool. That's also really cool. So I get 2 boomerangs because you can see like there was 2 in your hand before the other one appears back. Yeah, that's funny. On the power. Okay. So does that mean I have to... Ah, there it is. That's why I couldn't do it. Okay, got it. Okay, so let me do the thing. There we go. Everything froze! There we go. Now I'm in new territory. Wow. What is this thing? Yeah, I probably would go through this a little bit long. These palaces are not as long as... Oh my god. That's almost as funny as getting moogled. But I will probably play this a little bit until I can either save next or at the very least beat this area. And I'll call it there because it is getting late for me. So whoever is around here having like chilling out or whatnot, stop healing. God, I hate the healing of this. It's like healing so much. Only I can spam the heals. Ow. 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 Yeah. Honestly, 6 hours is like average for me. I've had times where I streamed up to 8 to 12 hours before. I used to stream only up to 4 hours personally. And honestly, I've gamed way longer. I've gamed like an entire day. You guys do that? No, it's not for everyone. Honestly, I'm so used to it that it's more of a shock to me that more people don't stream 6 hours. And that's literally just me. Understandable for people who can't just play games for long periods of time. I play a wide variety of games anyway. Sometimes I've played some games for like 6 to 8 hours straight. On stream specifically though. I don't know, I just like games. I like hanging out with people, and they're like some of the fun stuff I do. Because like I genuinely just like hanging out with people. Whether it be through calls or through stream. Like that's how I do it. 4 hours, I'm already out of energy. Hey, that's totally fine. I'll say just like anything with streaming or content creation, never go more than what you're comfortable with, and don't try to push it. I've done that a bit before, and I solidly say like just don't do it because it takes you out. There are times where I just canceled streams because I really do not feel like it. I know there's some people who take it like seriously like a job, and I'm just like, this is should be taken like a job in my book because it just makes it lose some of fun in my book. Type anything and so on. Oh, it's like, are you saying like you're used to? Sorry, like, is that like means that you just have to type out on stuff and gets you more energy tired? I'm sorry, everything. I have to type everything and so on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, got it. Sorry, I did not fully understand that sentence, but thanks for clearing up. What type of games do you like enjoy playing, Annie? Because like me, I tend to play a lot of not JRPGs, but RPGs in general. But I think a lot of my favorite. Thank you for the follow. There you guys. Welcome to the gamer crew. I hope. Yeah, I play like a lot of different games. RPGs is like I play, but I think a lot of times I have a lot more favor with they got like I have a lot. I enjoyed a lot of what's the words I'm looking for? I enjoyed a lot of shooters when I was younger. I play everything. Oh, you play everything too. I mute. So I thought, oh, that's what you mean. Okay, yeah. That's what I kind of thought, but I didn't realize you used TTS. No worries. Play everything, really? That's actually kind of cool. Yeah, I play a wide variety of things. Like on my streams, if it wasn't on hiatus for a while, I would be streaming tomorrow my D&D sessions. And it gets as chaotic as you would normally think in any D&D sessions if you know D&D in the slightest bit. This... There's a floating fire there. So that doesn't do anything. Got it. So what is this? So then, Andy, if you play a little bit of everything, what's your top like 10 games that you would say that you should recommend everyone to play? Because I got my own. I'm actually curious, is this the reason? Haha! Heck yeah! Dragon Quest. I actually am playing a couple Dragon Quest games. Dragon Warrior Monsters, which is Dragon Quest Monsters, and Dragon Quest Monsters The Dark Prince. But I have played and want to still play more Dragon Quest the main series. I've beaten 11. That's why I don't recognize that name. I'm actually gonna look this up really good. Tyrannicum. Yeah. Ooh, I like the box art of it. Does this look similar to like how... Oh yeah, it was published by Enix. Okay, so it kind of explains a little bit. It was really... It has a PAL region, so it does have an English translation. Oh, it closes you... Oh, localization has been finished. Okay, so technically there is an existing English version of it, but it's just licensing issues. I would honestly wouldn't be down. I would be down trying this when it comes out, possibly on Switch. Nothing special I have, but yeah, UK got the English translation. Okay, no, that makes sense. I for sure am one who is I think one of my biggest franchises that I say like it deserves a lot of I think deserves like recognition is definitely the Pikmin series from Nintendo, and my recommendation is always start with either Pikmin 3 or 4 because it's one of those like it's such a fun franchise to me, and I would recommend it day in, day out for people. Well, the quintet doesn't exist anymore, and the rights are in limbo, so a remake is unlikely. It may be in limbo right now, but I wouldn't put it against, like, we've had some games that weirdly had, like, would thought be in limbo, but they came back after a while. So I would say give it a little bit of time and figuring out. There is very decent chance that some will come back eventually. That at least that's my personal thing, is where I feel like some games will come back on a re-release, remake, or whichever. It's just a matter of time. And also a lot of work and all that stuff. I mean, Nintendo has gotten some of the surprisingly releases in recent times. Heck, they managed to get Sora from Kingdom Hearts into Smash Ultimate, and that is a license and a half to get to. It's definitely one of those, like, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's definitely one of those, like, I would say give it maybe a little bit of time. And with a lot of, like, SNES games coming onto Switch, I believe someone made a note how there were, like, 80%, like a lot of most of the library on Switch right now, surprisingly. Yeah, that would make sense. They would just have to work with the government and a lot of that stuff just to get the rights, which in itself would be that would be a pain in the butt, no matter what. Did I lose that? No. So it is just to go back. Might just have to restart this dungeon just because I'm losing a lot of health. Dude, what's with the lines? Quack, 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 quack. Hey, more experience, but I definitely need to get some. Oh, come on. Actually, funny enough, I know that there is one my friends who, in a sense, has streamed like a couple years ago, and hasn't streamed in like 2 years, for 2 years, because of just like a lot of living conditions wise. But he says like Secret Mana is one of the games that he really wants to play, and also I think he said he wants to stream too. So it's like, it's one of those, like, it'll be interesting to see his opinion on this game later. There's like a lot of classic games that I have yet to play, and I really do want to get more into some classic games. I've gotten some classic games like Metroid and stuff like that to play. I've gotten like a lot of Zelda games to play, and I've been debating whether I should stream some of them or just play them on my own, because that's the one thing like with streaming is that it takes me a while to get through them, because I tend to stream a lot, especially nowadays, once a week, and I have so many different variety of games to go through that that I don't want to just wait on some of these games. But then there's like so many newer games coming out, like Paper Mario 1000 Year Door remake, remaster, whichever it is, coming out like literally next week, and I'm just like, I do not know. Like, I do want to try playing that, but it's also one of those like I've beaten it before, so it's like, oh god, there's like so many games that I want to get and just play. It sucks that a lot of like, when you say like, I'm also, Ani, like when you were telling me about the, I'm actually curious, what happens if I do this? Okay, no, everyone goes there. Got it. Dang. When you were talking about the rights, I just remember like how Square and a lot of other different games they like people own just don't have like the freaking rights to a lot of their own things sometimes. And I'm just like, God, a lot of classic games are just kind of lost because a lot of people, like, I get it, like a lot of like classic game, a lot of games just in like media weren't really copyrighted, and people think of preservation or having them. But it sucks that a lot of these like stuff like just cannot be re-released because of legal means, just because they just don't have the rights to do that nowadays. Yeah, and Enix, and I'm pretty sure Square does have like the, like, it's either Square does have the old copy of it in their possession, but it's either that or like Nintendo themselves, because I do know for a fact that Nintendo does keep a lot of their original copies of games and stuff like that, which is why they were able to re-release a lot of this stuff in my words are not coming out. Re-released a lot of this stuff not too long ago. Like released some of their games that people may never have thought of seeing because of just how honestly just like there's like the example of like Star Fox 2 and like Earthbound, like beginnings, like those games were thought to be lost forever, and yet Nintendo just be like, here's the games again, all fully English translated, which I do own. I bought them on the Wii U, and I have the SNES Classic, which means I do have the actual official copies of them. There has to be something I'm missing here. I thought it was the bridge, but it's not. You can press the other button, it stays open. Like, weird. Didn't realize that's the thing. Right, I can charge. has to be something in this room that I'm missing because it tells me to go here. That means this is the story progress door. Can't cross that. Might actually ask for help, Annie, in a second if I can't figure this out. Because I'm genuinely curious why there's nothing I could do here. Toast! Always with the licking boo. How you doing? I've been at this for like a little bit, so... Oh, right, I did have a whip. That was one thing I was like... I was like, what am I missing? I did grab a whip. Okay, that's weird. That's a weird thing. Oh. It's like I knew it was something to do with those poles. I forgot I had a whip. So yeah, that's a reminder on my end. Well, yeah, Toast, how you been doing? I'm just playing Mana. I've been at this for a little bit, so I'm not gonna stay up on live for too long, but I appreciate you dropping by. Yeah, this is one of like those chat screens I do. Sometimes I do put it up on top, put it below. I feel like with this one, I like better my screen at the very bottom. So yeah, there's that. I should probably change my weapon, because as much as like I could use the bow the entire time, I would rather keep it. Like I'll change it to the whip whenever I need to. That's for sure, depending on the game. Depending on the format. Like this one is like a 4x3 scale. Like I could show you. This is like my 16x9 kind of thing. I think sometimes I've had where. Oops, wrong button. I think I've had my 3DS screens. No, my chat has always been up top for a lot of my stuff, so yeah, no, but a lot of cases I change my screen sizes because this is a 4x3 screen, so it's like a lot closer. You can see my face, the chat, and the game. Because like if I do like 16x9 with this one, it's like you have a lot of black space, and it's like why would you do that when you can just have a 4x3? Because these games don't have widescreen capabilities. Oh, dang it. I was gonna charge up. Yeah, no, that's how that's a lot of these like old games I play. They didn't invent like widescreening until what? Oh, Popoy dead again. God dang it. They didn't do widescreen until like what? Yeah, it would be like the Wii, Xbox 360, PS3 era. One thing about Popoy Annie is that she dies a lot. I also gave everyone the default name, but yeah, she dies a lot. God dang it. I mean, it's probably... I keep her saying keep away and attack. Like, both of them attack. She's a ghost, but technically she can still talk. What are those, chess pieces? I guess, like, do I have an option to tell her... Look at this. I keep telling her to not, but I also tell her to attack. This action grid is one of those, like, it was confusing to me at first. Not she. I can't tell based on, like, the art styles and stuff, so it's a he. Got it. Like, keep away. Yeah, I figured that, like, he was, like, more so for, like, keep away stuff. Oh god, main character's dead. Tell us there's more ghosts. Ah. There we go. You can't barge in here. The gnomes won't allow it. Did you just kill that guy? Oh boy. Before we do anything, you should ice up. Oh. What the heck is going on? The candy didn't work. I thought that was gonna work. I got an idea. Oh god, this is gonna be a little tough. Okay, so boy. And fire! Okay, so... Oh, okay, that's actually pretty cool. Let's see. Wow. That was a rough fight. Dang. Sadly, no trace was ever found. I think that's my first game over of that game. Dang, that was definitely a tough fight. I'm glad I saved in this area. Oh boy, might have to grind for that one. But I also will try again with a different strategy another time. Because it is late, and I don't want to stay up too much longer. Well, hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of me trying to fight a freaking giant boss. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, Toast. Sorry it was so short that you came in. Annie, they appreciate you jumping in and we're having a chat. Thank you also for helping me out when I got a little stuck. Yeah, but I'll be streaming again. Unlikely me streaming tomorrow because I usually been taking breaks from like streaming and like constant like streaming of random stuff, so most likely I'll take the tomorrow as a relaxing day and playing other different games. And like I probably will try to come back with more Dragon Quest monsters sometime next week. Yeah. Gonna say my ending. I do have a Discord. It's not as active as like any other Discord. It's just there for people to hang out, maybe chat there, but I try to be as active as I can on there. And I do try to update when I stream. I'm mainly updating my streams on Saturdays. On the other days of like D&D and stuff like that, I update here and there. And all that. I do have like friends who stream. Some of them have not streamed in like forever, so might have to update that list anyway. But yeah, thank you guys so much for dropping by, lurking and all that stuff. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, day, and week. And yeah, just take it easy, all of you. Appreciate all the chit chats and hangouts. Let's see. Burrito is live. I am gonna be rating Burrito Therapy because it's been forever since I last said hi. So I'm gonna. Oh, they're playing Tales of Arise. Ooh. Anyone interested in trying that game? I do have that game, but I haven't been around to play it because I'm focusing on other stuff. But yeah, no, I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, morning, afternoon, whichever you guys, whatever time zones you guys are at. Take it easy. See you guys in another stream or mine or someone else's. Yeah, just catch you guys later. Burrito. I think this is their name because last time I misspelled it. I sent people to another place. Why is everyone looking like angry face people? What did Burrito do? Yeah, Burrito Therapy is a great person. Very chill. Met them through another friend. So guess go say go say hi and all that stuff. Yeah. And really, yeah, I'll catch you guys later in another stream. I don't really have much to say announcement wise or anything. So yeah, catch you guys later and hope you guys take care. Alright? Thank you guys so much for watching, and at least I hope to see you guys next week. Bye bye.